were you conscious early on of sort of succession planning? Nigel?
Not really. When you're growing the business, you tend to, or we evolved. So if a position came up or a need came up, you'd actually bring somebody in to do that. Yeah. It wasn't until much later on that we actually sat down and said, right, with a blank piece of paper, what is it that we need to run this business properly? Yeah. What is the right structure to control and to manage the business? And what we found was that we didn't have that. We didn't have the right structure. We didn't have the right people. So we had to go through a very painful process whereby we exited a number of people who had been with us many, many years and brought in people who did have the right skill set, who did have the right attitude, and who could take the business, help us take the business to the next level.
Because that is an issue, isn't it? As a company grows, sometimes the business will outgrow the individual.
That's frequent. I mean, you tend to find in business that you reach different levels, and when you get there, you probably have left behind some of the people who helped you build the business to that stage. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that I've made is to hang on to those people in the hope that they can develop and they can actually take you forward. But what they actually do is become extremely disruptive and cost you a fortune in the end.
Because within your businesses, there's an opportunity for people to write their own job description, isn't there?
Yeah, it's very much what we say. When we take anybody into the business that joins us, it's very much like you can write your own job, and they sort of look at you and say, what does that mean? That sounds a bit crazy. But to me, we have a very flat structure, and because we're quite creative, because that's what we do, and innovative because that's the way we work. It's very much, you can have an idea, you can see an opportunity, and I really encourage that to happen and to let staff have like positive challenge. So in terms of they can sort of see an opportunity and they can go and move into it and therefore create that job, create that service, take responsibility, and that works really well. And you sort of see somebody come in as an assistant and then end up, you know, managing a project and being a project manager. Yeah. So I find that really quite exciting and stimulating, and it really does motivate the staff because there's no ceiling and there's no barriers.
Because you've created the group structure, haven't you, to allow people to do that type of thing, isn't it?
I wouldn't so much say that I created it to allow people, but it has been an interesting byproduct. So I've got two former PAs who are now practically running businesses because, you know, I've had an excellent relationship with them. I know them very well, and I must say, despite some of the bad experiences I've had, generally speaking, I found that if I have empowered people, good people, they've never really let me down. Yeah. And there's obviously a strong bond there as well. Rather than recruiting from the outside, I think, as Rebecca said, you know, it's good for morale and good for motivation. Yeah. If everyone in the company thinks there's potentially another role, that can have a downside if everyone wants to be on 100 grand a year. Yeah. But as long as it's controlled, that's certainly worked really well for us.